Okay, so for the past couple of years, AI has been all about generating these incredible images, right? But if you think that's the end of the story, you are missing the real revolution. Because something huge is happening right now, and it goes way, way beyond just pretty pictures.
I mean, we've all been blown away by the images AI can create. It's amazing. But is that it? Is that the limit? Is AI just a super fancy illustrator? Well, the answer is a big fat no. What's coming next is a total game changer.
So this evolution is really happening on three main fronts. First, we're going from still, static images to actual motion and storytelling. Then we're taking this leap from just creative guesswork to AI that can actually reason and prove its work. And finally, we're taking this total mass of different tools and bringing them all together into one single workspace. Let's dive into each one.
All right, first up, AI is learning to move. And look, this is so much more than just making a picture jiggle around a bit. It's about adding that fourth dimension, time, to create real motion, real emotion, and honestly, cinematic stories from just a few words.
And leading the charge here are a couple of new models, VQ2 and Kling 01. Now, they each have their own superpower, right? VQ2 is amazing at what you could call micro-acting, taking a single photo and creating these subtle, believable facial expressions. Kling 01, on the other hand, is a master of that cinematic B-roll, you know? It can keep a subject looking perfectly consistent even as the camera swoops around.
And this right here brings us to a concept that is absolutely critical: temporal consistency. You know how in early AI videos a character would look great one second and then morph into something weird the next? Yeah, that. Temporal consistency fixes that. It's what makes sure a person or an object stays the same across different shots. And honestly, it's the secret sauce for telling a story you can actually believe. So, what does this actually mean for you? Well, it basically unlocks a whole new creative playground. Just think about it. You could turn that killer Instagram post into a cool animated video. Or take one photo of your product and instantly get a dozen different cinematic shots for an ad campaign. You could even whip up a custom YouTube intro without a single piece of camera gear. The possibilities are huge.
Okay, let's move on to the next trend, because this one is a massive leap forward. AI is learning to reason. We're moving beyond just mimicking reality to actually understanding it. We're talking about AI solving problems that stump some of the most brilliant human minds out there. And this isn't just about getting a slightly smarter chatbot. No, this is about building AI we can actually trust for really important stuff, like science, engineering, and deep research.
And the absolute poster child for this evolution. It's a model called DeepSeek Math V2. Now, don't even think of this as just another chatbot. It's a highly specialized reasoning engine, and its capabilities are, well, they're staggering.
So just to give you a sense of its sheer scale, this model is built with 685 billion parameters. Billion with a B. You can kind of think of parameters as all the little knobs and dials the AI tunes as it learns. And just for context, that is an enormous model, way bigger than most of the general-purpose AIs we mess around with every day.
But look, size doesn't mean anything without results, right? And this is where things get truly wild. The team tested it against problems from the International Mathematical Olympiad. We're talking one of the hardest math competitions on the entire planet. And the AI? It solved 5 out of the 6 problems.
And let me put that into perspective for you. These are not your average textbook questions, not even close. These are problems designed specifically to find the absolute limits of human genius. I mean, the source material points out that most math professors can't solve these things, and the AI just did.
So the million-dollar question is, how does it do this without just making stuff up? You know, that big AI problem we call hallucination. Well, it uses this really smart 3-step process. First, it generates a proof in plain language, just like a person would. Then, a second AI, a verifier, checks that work to make sure it's correct. And then, and this is the kicker, a third AI, a meta-verifier, double-checks the checker. It's this whole system of checks and balances that's all about one thing: reliability.
Okay, so our final trend is where it all comes together. Think about it. We've got AI that can create beautiful visuals, and AI that can reason with incredible logic. So what's the next logical step? Well, it's to combine all that power, to stop using dozens of separate tools and bring everything into one central command center.
And I know you know what I'm talking about. If you've ever had like 15 different AI tabs open just to get one project done, you know the pain. This trend is all about ending that tab-hopping chaos. It's about creating one single, integrated workspace where all your tools actually talk to each other and work together.
And a new platform called GenSpark is a perfect example of this. It literally combines everything into one spot. You've got an AI that manages your inbox, another one that can turn a boring document into a slick presentation, and get this, an AI developer that can build a whole website from just a single sentence. It's the whole shebang, all connected.
But the real magic here isn't just dumping all the tools in one box. The core idea is orchestration. GenSpark basically acts like a project manager. It has a whole team of specialized AI agents, and when you give it a complex goal, it figures out exactly which agent to use for each step of the process to get you the final result. It's brilliant.
And you know what else this changes? The money side of things. I mean, instead of paying for 4, 5, maybe even more separate AI subscriptions every month, platforms like this are moving towards a single subscription. One payment, and you get access to all the best models for whatever you need to do, all in one place. It just makes sense.
All right, so we've looked at these 3 huge trends: AI learning to move, learning to reason, and bringing everything into one workspace. But let's bring it home. What does this all actually mean for you and me? For the way we work, the way we create, what are the big takeaways we should be thinking about?
Really, it all boils down to these 3 massive shifts. Number 1, AI is no longer just an illustrator, it's becoming a dynamic storytelling partner. Number 2, it's moving away from just creative guesswork and into the realm of provable, verifiable reasoning. That means we can actually start to trust it for important tasks. And number 3, it's evolving from that chaotic mess of tools into a single, unified command center for our entire workflow. And all of this leads to one final, really important question. As AI gets better and better at the doing part, being the storyteller, the mathematician, the entire workspace, what does that leave for us? What's our role? It feels like we're shifting from being the hands-on creators to being the directors, the ones with the big idea, the vision. So the real question isn't if this is the future, it's what do you think that future is going to look like?